All right, let's get to the number one big question. What is the right school for my son or daughter to attend? Has everyone kind of dealt with that question or thinks they're going to be dealing with that? I've got the answer for you right here. And we're going to answer that question by taking a trip down memory lane. How many of you have gone on campus tours already? Did you enjoy it? Here we go down memory lane. You started out and you were all so happy. We're going to visit college campuses. And all that your son or daughter said to you was, "Oh my God, don't embarrass me. Whatever you do, I will disown you. Do not embarrass me." And so you started off and you visited a couple of campuses, and then you saw these kids and you say, "Look, those are the 5 culturally diverse students from the campus brochure." In my opinion, it doesn't make any difference where you go to college. It's funny because when I talk to students, where are you thinking about going to school? I always hear the same 15 to 20 schools mentioned. The same 15 to 20 schools. Out of the, maybe 5,000 or more 4-year and 2-year institutions, the same 20 schools keep coming up over and over and over again. You can go to one of those big schools that you think is going to be great, and you may not have a good experience there. Maybe it's too far from home. Maybe you don't find the right group of people to click with. Maybe academically your head just isn't screwed on yet right. And you may go to Cornhole State Community College and have a phenomenal time because the right professor helped you get it, helped the light bulb go off. You got involved in student activities. You went to some undergraduate student conferences, etc. It's not the institution, it's the student who, in my opinion, is responsible for the successful college experience. The right school is the one that feels right and seems right now. But those bottom 4 words are the key. And that may change. It probably should say, and that will change. Let me show you some interesting statistics. %, of your time in college is spent outside of the classroom. 80% of your time is spent outside of the classroom. It's time to grow up and learn how to survive in the real world while still within the protected walls, the environment of a college campus. We're not throwing you to the wolves yet, but learn how to survive on campus by yourself. I know some of you have other sons and daughters who are coming up behind this child. The great thing about your being here tonight is you get access to this information that you can apply not only to this child, but for the second, for the third. The important thing is for each one of your children, you may be an expert and have gone through it once, twice, or three times. For every child, it's their first and only time traveling down this path. So make them feel special, and as it shows there, it's their moment in the spotlight, and be sensitive to their needs. Just because you've gone through it once, twice, three times, they've never gone through it. you get further into that first semester, and definitely by the second semester, experimentation, where the student says, you know what, I feel like branching out and taking a few more purposeful risks. Keyword, purposeful, not stupid fear factor kinds of risks, but purposeful risks. I'm going to get involved in a campus organization. You know what, I'm going to take that elective Intro to Modern Photography. I'm just fascinated by it. I'm going to take a class that interests me, that's not in my core curriculum. Because believe it or not, it's okay to take a class outside of the core curriculum, because that's what keeps you engaged. I'm taking these, but I love this class over here. My philosophy is life is a game and college is a game. And you've got to learn the rules, and the sooner you learn the rules, the more fun you're going to have. For example, when you go to campus, I guarantee it, I don't even need to make this wager because I guarantee it 1,000%. The first thing you're going to find out in those very first days, what's the last day to drop a class? What's the last day to change this to pass-fail as opposed to taking it for a grade? Because come October or November, you're going to want to know that. You know, I just do not get this class. I'm not interested in it unless it's a core curriculum class. You can make changes. You want to know how the game is played, and there are a million other rules that you'll get to learn once you get to campus. What I want you to understand is wherever you go, the student's success on that campus is more up to the student than to the institution. I see you nodding your head. Absolutely. You can go to Harvard, and many people do, and you may go there because you think it's where you have to be, because you can only be successful if you go to Harvard. And maybe you will be. But some people who go to schools like that, and I'm not just picking on Harvard for any particular reason, sometimes you go to where you think you're supposed to be and it doesn't work out. You know what? I actually don't like being that far away from home. I'm not fitting in. The curriculum is way too tough. I'm in way over my head. I just don't feel comfortable here. I want to change my major. I want to come back home. That may be something that happens. Conversely, you can go to Cornhole Community College and have the best experience of your life because you meet the faculty, you get involved, you hang out with a great group of students, and that may be where it clicks for you. So it's not the name of the institution that's important, it's the experience that you have. But this is my favorite. Percentage of college students that change their major during their first year. Now, I'm looking at the students, and some of you may be kind of sweating out, oh my God, what do I pick for my major? My response, don't sweat it. The percentage of students who change their major during first year, 75%. Pick something because you need a path. You need to at least start on a sidewalk that goes somewhere. But you're going to change your major. It's almost a given. I declared one major when I went to school, changed my major freshman year, and first semester sophomore year changed my major. But that's when the light bulb went off. I knew with that third one, each step of the way I was closer, bang, I got it. And I've been in that field ever since. Understand this, and you may hear things from fellow students, from some parents, from other adults in your family, etc. There is no shame, there is no embarrassment ever to be associated with changing your major or changing schools, transferring schools. Do not be made to feel embarrassed or ashamed, because if you're not on the right path, someone else's path may be that straight. But for you, you've got to do what is right for you. It's a very important point. First-year college musts, very quickly. Your son or daughter must do the following things. Adapt and adjust to being away from family or friends. For how many of you will this be your son or daughter's first time really away from home? Right here, right there, right there, right there, right there. It's an adjustment. They're going to have to learn how to adjust to being away. Number 2, they get a chance to develop their own personal identity from scratch. What happened in high school, out the window. You may have spent 6 years with all of these people whom you've gotten to know, and people form their own groups, their cliques, etc. And these are the athletes, and these are the real studious kids, and she's real perky and whatnot, and these are kind of the geeky techno guys over here. And everybody has these personalities. When you go to college, all of that goes out the window, and you start over with a clean slate. For how many of you, don't have to raise your hand, are you looking forward to the opportunity to wipe the slate clean and start from scratch? No baggage. Nobody has any preconceived notions about you. You're starting from scratch. That's a great, great opportunity. Learning to live with a roommate for the first time. How many of you will be in a situation where, up till now, you've never had to share your room with anyone? Soon, you will have to share it with somebody you may or may not like, but you're going to have to learn how to get along. So that's another important must. If you find yourself grieving over the loss of a son or a daughter who's gone off to college, you're still looking backwards. In order to gain closure on this transition, you need to process what's going on and look forward. So I'm interested in you gaining closure. Here are the steps necessary to gaining closure. Number 1, recognize the situation. Some of you may wake up and go, "Oh my God, where's Billy? He's been at college for 3 weeks. When? I didn't see him leave." So number 1, recognize the situation for what it is. Your son or daughter is 18. They have finished high school. The next step is to move on to college. Accept what has happened. Accept what has happened, because it doesn't do you any good to deny it. Your son or daughter is going to move on and go to college. Number 3, understand what it means. They've had a great education from K to 12, and now they're moving on and getting a college education, hopefully get a better job, and be able to support you in your older years. Integrate the changes that come about as a result of your son or daughter moving off to college. You know, I'm going to take that room and turn it into my art studio, or I'm going to use that as my painting, or we're going to make that an office. Or you know what, every Tuesday and Friday, date night for your mother and me, etc. Be grateful. Be thankful that you've raised a child to the point of being able to send them off to college. That's something to be grateful for. The message, as the picture conveys, if baby bird never leaves the nest, baby bird never learns how to fly. Excellent question. What do you do if your son or daughter is going to stay here in Cincinnati and go to a local school? Will they be living on campus or living at home? Living at home. A couple different perspectives. As a parent, give them the latitude that says, you know what, you're not in high school anymore, you're in college, I'm not going to baby you. I'm not going to wake you up at 7:15 every morning. You're responsible. And you encourage them to get involved on campus, because if they're going to college here in town, then they're going to college, not just to class. They're not just going to get a degree, they're going to get an education, and part of that comes from being involved on campus. So adopt the perspective that says, you're going to college, you're going to college. You may live at home, but you're a college student. Go live a college life. To the student, I would say, avoid the mentality of this being grade 13 of high school. I had the opportunity to go to Miami or to go to UC. Got accepted to both. Could have gone either place. I opted for Miami because I wanted to be just a little bit away, close enough to come home for the laundry machine, but far enough away that it was far enough away. So the word to them is, you're not in high school. Don't act like a high school student. You're in college. Step up, raise up. The word educate comes from I think it's the Latin root or the Greek root, educo, to draw out. So you're sending them to be educated, to draw out the qualities in them. And we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Make the break. You're not in high school anymore. You're in college. Yes, sir. What is your name and tell us your concern?
Hi, my name is KK Liu.
Hi.
Our team here, we have a question, especially for the case that how do we know our son and daughter are fit into the school nicely? How do we choose that? What's the best way to know that? Thank you.
Is your question, thank you. Is your question, how do we know before they go where they're going to fit in? Okay. It's a two-parter. How do we know before if they're going to fit in a particular school? Well, you've done your homework. You've narrowed the schools down by certain criteria, and you've visited the campuses. And as we said earlier in the program, you make the decision on what seems right and feels right now, and be open to the fact that that may change. They may have an experience where they don't think that they fit in. Maybe it's an academic path that seems a little bit different right now. Be open to that type of a change, number one. Number two, how do you know that they fit in? You don't until they go there and they experience it for themselves. And you have to give them that opportunity. Okay, we've made a decision based on all of the research that we've done. You're going to go to this particular school. Go there for at least a semester. Give it a chance. You know, if you do well academically, but you're not sure if you're happy, make sure you come back for second semester. Maybe when spring comes around and the grass starts turning green and people start, coming out of the residence halls again, maybe it'll click for you. You don't know. There is no hard, fast rule that says if your child does this, 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 and this, you will know. You do your homework, you do your research, you visit the campuses, you make the best decision you can based on the available information, you let them go, see how it goes, and I think most importantly, number 5, be open to change. How you doing, Sam?
He wants to be an officer in the Coast Guard, and he's been accepted by several colleges. So if he doesn't find out in April, early April, that he makes the Coast Guard, then he'll go to another college. But my question is, he does really good on his test, he scores really high all the time, but he doesn't do his homework.
So you're telling me your son is a genius?
He's very smart, but he thinks he doesn't have to do his homework, but he tests really high. And we're trying to tell him the homework counts.
And because this is Jeopardy, Your question is?
How do we make him do his homework? When he's far away, telling him that that's just as important as the grade is. His homework is just as important as the grade itself.
3 things. Short answer, you can't. Number 2, your name is Sam, correct? Would you stand up, please? I want you to understand, and I speak at colleges all over the country. I speak to high schools all over the country. Are you 18? 17? There are young men and young women who, thank God, get involved in military service. And they keep our country safe. And they protect us. Thank you. Do your homework! You can't get away in college without doing your homework. It works in high school. It doesn't work in college. You'll find that out real soon, and we're going to address that also in a couple of minutes. And to me, the fourth but most important key to being successful in campus, get involved, get connected. My request is that your first year, I want you to join one campus organization. One. Get involved in one campus organization. And I'll give you 6 good reasons why. Number 1, when you get involved with campus organizations, it allows you to become part of a smaller community within a much larger community. You will have an easier time meeting new people and making new friends with a common interest. Number 2, when you get involved, it helps you to better manage your time. They say, by the way, we're having a meeting this Tuesday night at 5 o'clock, and when we're done, we're all going to get pizza, then we're all going to the library together. You'll be there, right? Yeah, I'll be there. It helps you better manage your time. 3, a great way to start down that path to pursuing things that interest you professionally. The things that excite you professionally, there's going to be a campus club or organization devoted to that. Get involved. It's not only great experience, but it gives you connections to the people who are going to serve as your references. They're going to write your recommendations, and they may even become your mentors. That's another reason why you get involved on campus with organizations. Number 5, participating in organized activity versus having too much free time on your hands. Unless you're majoring in Guitar Hero and Rock Band, then you need to get involved in organized activity. And lastly, it helps to round out the college experience. Can you go through 4 years or 2 years of college, getting up, going to class, going to the cafeteria, going to the library, going back to class, coming home? Yes, you can do that. But is that a well-rounded college experience? Not in my opinion. Get involved in the college experience. Learn to manage your freedom or experience failure. Sam, this is for you. This is for you over here also, Linda. It's Thursday night. You've got a test on Friday. What is he going to do? What's he going to do? And whatever he does, he's either going to enjoy the rewards or suffer the consequences. You're not responsible for him getting an A, a B, a C, or a D in that course. They've got to make the decision. I'm in college, and I can have fun if I manage my time appropriately, but if I've got a test on Friday morning and it's Thursday night, what am I going to do? They've got to also learn how to manage their financial resources. Unless you are the child of Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett, or Bill Gates, you will only go to school with so much money in your pocket. If you're buying pizza for the corridor every night, if you're getting sucked into Texas Hold'em tournaments in the basement of the residence hall with a $50 entry fee or maybe just a $20 entry fee, you're going to blow all your cash. You've got to learn how to manage your money. Manage your health and your weight. It says an average of 13 to 18. And it shows a couple of young women, and it's true for men too, but here's why I show you pictures of these young women. Eating disorders are a real occurrence in students, in high school, and in college. More so in college when mom and dad are not around to notice what their child is eating or not eating or noticing peculiar behavior. Here's my request. It is incumbent upon you as a good roommate, as a good corridor mate, and as a good friend. If you know that someone is having a challenge, having an issue, talk to them about it. There are resources on campus devoted to these two words, and these are not bad words: mental health. I wish that those two words did not have such a negative connotation in our society. Mental health is a good thing. Achieving it is even better. The resources are there to get help. Meet your instructors and do it early in the term. Lenny's rule is 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks of every semester, and let's back up. In high school, some of you think that your instructors, your teachers, are alien life forms who have been sent here to suck the life force out of your brain. That's not the case. First of all, it's not the case about your high school educators. Number two, when you get to college, they're here to help you. They are actual, real, live human beings who have office hours. They want to meet you. They want to help you. And so you go and you knock on their door and you say, "Hi, I'm Lenny from Cincinnati. I'm in your 9 o'clock class on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I just wanted to stop in and say hi." And that person will go, "Hi, Lenny from Cincinnati. Come on in." Cincinnati? Montgomery Inn? Cincinnati goes, "Yeah, I went to Sycamore." And you say, "Oh my gosh, my sister-in-law lives in Cincinnati. She lives right behind First Watch in Kenwood. I know exactly where you went to school." And that's what happens when you foster those relationships early in the term. The reason you do this is as follows. Let's say you're having trouble in the course, and it's 1 week before finals, and you've not met Dr. Wilson, but you're in his class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you go and knock on his door the week before finals, and all of a sudden you're buddy-buddy or trying to be buddy-buddy, that's called sucking up. That's called brown-nosing. And these people are smart. They know what you're doing. They'll be helpful. But if you had met them in the first or second week of class and maybe stopped in every once in a while just because this is a great instructor that you're getting to know, come that last week when you say, "Dr. Wilson, I am having a hard time with chapter 14. I don't get it." And that's when he says, because he knows you, he says, "Lindsay, chapter 14 is not on the final. Study the worksheets and you'll be fine. Oh, thank you, Dr. Wilson, because Dr. Wilson knows who your son or daughter is. So meet your instructors the first 2 weeks of every semester. One more concern or question, and then we're going to, yes, in the very back, we'll do two. One there and one there. Yes, sir. Your name and your concern.
Hi, good evening. My name is Alex Lopez.
Hi.
My daughter is a junior.
Okay.
And my concern is about how to make the whole process more enjoyable. I'm a year and a half away of being a little bit smarter, I guess.
But you're smarter now than you were about an hour ago. Right? Right? Okay.
But in the end, how do you open the communication a little bit more to, talk the tough issues at the same time while making it enjoyable, I guess?
Great question. Thank you. Two things you want to do. Number one, and your daughter is not here is your daughter here tonight, Alex? She is here? Oh, you are here. You're sitting 2 seats apart from each other. I didn't tell you to sit behind the camera. We've got a whole auditorium. Dad's over here. That's okay. Number one, you're both here tonight experiencing this together. You're getting exposed to information that a lot of students and a lot of other parents are not getting exposed to. From the minute you leave here tonight, are you like a 5 or 10 minute drive to get home? Okay. When you drive home, Dad, don't say anything about tonight. Don't say anything. See what she says, okay? Leave the handout on the breakfast room table. And maybe in a couple of weeks, something will happen and your daughter will say, I can't believe that 75% number of students changing their majors. Oh, really? That was interesting. I guarantee you, by being exposed to this information and having this hard copy to take home, you both have now shared a very unique moment. And to answer your question succinctly, how do you make it easier? How do you make it less anxious? Relax. You've got a year and a half. You've got the fodder. You've got the material now. You're being exposed to some of the main issues. You'll come back when she's a senior and she'll go, I know all this, I know all this, I know all this. But she'll be a senior getting ready to jump off, and she's going to hear it differently. You've exposed her to this information. That is a huge plus that you've done for your daughter. So I think you've already done more than many, many other parents who, for whatever reason, have not been able to expose their kids to this information. Don't stress. Relax.